is a trader investor. In today's video, we're going to look at how we're preparing for the week ahead. Today is Monday, May 30th. It's Memorial Day here in the US, so there's no trading today. So based on that, how do we prepare for the remainder of the week? We have 4 more trading days left. What do we do with those 4 trading days and how do we prepare? That's the essence of this video. And I'm going to look at SPYs, Qs, and IWM. That's the focus for today, a short video to just prepare us. So looking at SPYs, starting with our monthly chart, just looking at at the higher time frame, nothing has changed. We've gone over this for a few times, but we've been coming down to that 38%, 38.2% retracement, but we've created a doji on the monthly basis. Went down and we pushed back up. So when we look at the weekly, this is where we see we've had lower highs and lower lows, but now we're starting to push back up. Again, we'll talk about areas to focus on. Coming down to that daily, that weekly downturn that we keep seeing, now we've started to break structure. This is for the first time where we have lower highs, equal highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower lows, and then for the first time we now have a higher high with a higher low. So now we've broken structure. We have to take this into consideration as we look at the next setup. With that in mind, so we still have to be careful. We really have to be careful where price could stall, right? We have to take that into account as well. So when we're looking at this weekly swing, high to low, we're at that 38.2% retracement. We need to push beyond the 50, the 61, the 78.6 to really reverse back to bullish momentum. We're not seeing that, right? So at the 61.8 is our potential next headwind. So we have to prepare for that. And as we prepare for that, we just go down to our hourly time frame and we identify a potential supply zone. We identify this supply zone, and from that supply zone, this is where we could see that headwind. And where does the supply zone come? It comes at the 61.8 retracement of this downward move. So if we can clear this area, will be good. The way we clear this area, we have to prepare always. How do we clear this area? We're going to push up, maybe come back down, keep continuing to push up, and then we test that area. This is how we're going to make sure we have cleared it, right? First time we come in, we might have a short pullback. If we get a confirmation that this pullback is shallow and reverses, great. We want to keep testing the supply zone to make sure we're not breaking below it, right? We just have to be careful of that. So that's really what I'm looking at for SPYs. Now, with that said, if we get to the supply zone and instead of getting this, we get a different look. We go from here to here, we pull back, and then we make lower highs. Boom. If this is what we make, then that means the downward pressure has not ended yet. So we're going to keep looking at that. So very important to be prepared for both sides of the plays. Just because we have this higher low and higher high, just because we've broken structure on the hourly and the daily, we've broken that structure, it does not mean that we're out of the woods yet. So we have to be prepared for both sides of the plays. This is how I'm preparing for SPYs. This is definitely how I'm preparing for SPYs. Now Qs, same story. So it doesn't matter how we go from monthly to weekly to daily to hourly. It's the same story, with the exception on the technology side. We've gone down a little bit more deeper in our pullback. We've tested the 50%. If you recall, on the SPYs, we've only tested the 38.2%. But in the Qs, we've tested that 50%. But it really doesn't matter because we're looking at the overall structure and we want to follow that structure. So in this downplay, what is happening in that downplay now? In the Qs, we have technically not broken structure. Technically, I said, because we have lower low, we haven't made a higher low yet. I would like to see something like this happening. I would like to see this higher low here in this area. Somewhere in this area, doesn't be exact pinpoint here, but somewhere I'd like to see a higher low and break this high again to be comfortable that we've broken structure in the Qs. But in the Qs, I'm not that confident that we have broken structure. However, SPY is breaking structure. It could lead us up as well. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. So now when we look at the hourly, let's identify headwind. Right, we've broken this area, which is great. And the next big area that I see similar to SPYs is this supply zone. Very, very similar to the SPY. So let's see what happens here. Similar. We could go up and collapse from that point. So important to see that. And if we draw our weekly, if we draw it all the way to the bottom here, on the weekly, where are we from that weekly? We're at the 23.6% on the weekly. Very shallow pullback. We could get a headwind from here and continue down, or we could come to the 38.2. If you remember, the SPYs, when we're getting to the supply zone, is at the 61.8 retracement. In the Qs, we're only going to retrace as far as 38.2. That's where we're retracing. So let's keep that in mind. Again, why? Because price could go here and then have a hard time and continue downward movement. Or if the bulls are really in charge, we have a shallow pullback, then we continue the upward movement. What do? We prepare for both sides. We prepare for both sides. Very important to see that. But the story is the same. Even though we have a deeper pullback on the monthly time frame in the Qs, the story is the same. Now when we look at IWM, we look at the monthly. If we look at the monthly here, 50%, right? Same as Qs, IWM, mid caps, US stocks, they're weaker as well. But they've made a good recovery, right? They're now testing the 38.2. So that's the area we are testing, right? And this is now 38.2% retracement. We're not there yet, right? We're still playing at the 23.6. Same with Qs. That's where we're playing. Same with Qs. So when we look at our hourly, we're right at that 23.6. We could be a headwind. Again, we have this supply zone up here. But this supply zone is now at the 100%. So we're going to this at the 100% of this small move, right? But at the weekly move, we're still below the 38.2. When we're below 38.2, I worry more. I worry more that this could actually just drive up here and collapse, right? But what did I just say a few minutes ago? We prepare for either side. So we could continue to do this as well. So this is how I'm preparing for this short week ahead. It's short week, but it could be significant. And when you're looking at the futures, US market is closed. So in a few hours, the futures are going to come back alive. But this futures prices are telling us that Sunday to Monday US time in Asia, Monday Asia, the markets have decided they want to continue that upward movement. They want to continue that upward movement. So tonight, after the markets reopen in Asia, right, when Asia wakes up and when Australia, Asia, when they wake up and the futures open, which is about 3 p.m. my time in the West Coast, then we will reevaluate, right? We will reassess, hey, are we still going to push up? Or will that tell us that the open on Tuesday morning equity cash market hours, will that continue to push up or push down? The futures will give us some indication. So this is just a short video then to prepare us for the week ahead. Now on all three, you know what to expect, and you can apply the same approach to any stock that you want, because they all follow patterns. And we're looking at breakup structure. Right now we have broken structure to the upside. We prepare to take action, knowing that we could have headwind. All right, everyone, take care for now, and I'll see you in the next video.